What's up, everybody? So for those of you who watch WWDC, you know that iOS 10 just dropped today, and I already have a developer preview running on my iPad right here. This is the iPad mini 2nd generation. I do have the new one, which I'm thinking about installing the upgrade on this one. I may or may not do that. I don't know yet. If you want to see that, go ahead and drop that down below. But this is the iPad mini 2, not the 4. I may do the 4 and I may do my 6S because so far I'm really excited about some of the changes. But I want to walk you through a few of them and show you side by side with iOS 9 in some places the differences between the two of them. So first of all, you'll notice a few lock screen enhancement tweaks to the iPad as well. Now this one here is specifically for the iPad when it is in landscape mode. So in landscape mode on iOS 9, the clock and date were dead center right here. Now in iOS 9 for the iPad, it is in landscape mode only, over here in the top left-hand corner, which I think is kind of nice. You see all of your wallpaper here, and then if you go into portrait mode, of course, it switches back to the middle and looks the way it always has. Now I'm going to go ahead and go through some of the new exciting announcements. So now if you swipe left instead of up, it takes you into a revamped camera UI. So I'm going to just snap a picture right there, and you can see that you have a quick shortcut to your pictures right here. So you can just jump right in. You have the ability to edit your photos with ease, jump right back out, go to all photos, go back to the camera, and then from the camera back to the lock screen. So there's no new video modes like there were in iOS 8 where they added time-lapse and everything, but the overall camera UI has been tweaked for the iPad specifically. I don't believe that the iPhone got any camera UI tweaks, but now there is a dedicated zoom function across the left side of the display, which I kind of like, having that dedicated zoom function there. Also, of course, swiping over from the side like this will bring up all of your widgets that you can now install, and then you have the time right here, as well as the ability to search through things and see those Siri suggestions right there, which I thought were really kind of cool when you first get into it. You can also go down here to edit. You can decide what's going to be in the left column and the right column, so I can just quickly drag another application up into these columns. So if I want to put notes up there, I can easily move notes from the right column up here to the left column, just like that. And then the notes application widget is just right there on the left side column. And it's not really working out very well. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull that one right out. And it's just, just that easy to go ahead and remove them if you want. So you just kind of go like that and hit the remove button and it's gone. So let's go ahead and unlock. So now, this was a feature that they mentioned with Touch ID, but it's the same for devices without Touch ID. Now, instead of the swipe to unlock, which has been the way iOS has worked since the original iOS 1.0, you now click the home button, and then you are in to the device. So here's the new home screen. We kind of screwed that up. Let's do that again. Let's watch it again, and we'll go right in. So here's the new home screen. And the new wallpaper, of course, I really do like it. So let's start out by saying that iOS did include the ability to remove stock apps. I didn't hear it in the keynote. It wasn't mentioned at all, but they did include it and you can do it. I was super excited when I saw this, when I got it and I held down. I was like, no way, you can finally do that. So here's every system app that can be removed from the iPad. You can remove FaceTime, Calendar, Maps, the new Home application, which I'll remove a little later just to show you a demo how this works, videos, notes, reminders, iTunes, Music Store, not the App Store, just the iTunes Store and the iBook Store. In the dock, you can remove mail and music, and over here we can remove tips, podcasts, Find My Friends. So all of that comes with it, and you can finally get rid of them. To remove them, you just tap right here like this, and then you can remove them and of course go right back into the App Store if you want to get them back. So I'm not going to do that because I will open the app and just give you a quick look through the new Home app. So let's go into the Home app while we're talking about it, and you can see here some of the features of the Home app. Now I don't have any home related accessories to show you how this works with, so I'm just going to go right here and hit done. Now, you can also here choose from existing wallpapers, so you see that you can set a wallpaper for the background there. So I'm just going to show you what they are. So here's a few of them. You can pick between this one and this one here. So this is your alternate option if you don't like the one that's there. And then opening and closing apps is a slightly different experience. So it's a different zoom than it used to be. Also, when you're in the new multitasking mode like this right here, if you're further away from that main card, just give it a quick swipe, and sometimes it'll take you right back. I guess this isn't really an exciting feature, but I thought it was rather interesting. Swiping up in the bottom will reveal a new look for the control center. So when you're in the control center right here, it looks completely different. Now I want to show you what it looks like here on iOS 9. This is iOS 9 on the iPad mini 4. So here it is on the iPad mini 4. Here it is on the latest generation running iOS 10, or I'm sorry, on the older model running iOS 10. So I'm going to go ahead and unlock it actually, just to make the comparison a little bit more fair. So here we have it unlocked, and you can just swipe up from the bottom and see completely different, a lot more room to work and interact with the control center. And swiping across like that, you can also start playing music. The UI is nice there as well. So when we jump into the music app, you'll see that it has been extremely well refined, and it looks much, much better when you go scrolling through it. Nice big letters up there tell you where you're at in the list. And then when you go to play a song, and instead of filling up the entire display, it just fills up this little corner on the iPad. Now I'm sure on the iPhone the tweak UI is a little bit better than it is on here. But I'm just going to go ahead and pull up just to show you. Let's do the same exact song on both of them, just so that you get this idea of the difference between the UI. So here you see that at the bottom here, it takes up a little portion of it in the top, bottom right-hand corner, and you just kind of pop that up like that. Here you slide it up, and it takes up the entire display. So a much different UI for music here, and to get rid of it, you just kind of tab right there and go down, and you can tab right there to go back down on iOS 9. So another great feature that I discovered by accident that was not mentioned in the keynote actually is the fact that the clock application got a massive overhaul. So if you go into the clock application, it is now completely black, which looks amazing on a black device. I've loved the fact that this is here. I was really excited because when you open it up over here, it's just really white, really out of place, and it hasn't been touched in a long time, but there's a lot of great tweaks. You can see the current time, sunrise and sunset in all locations. Here's the alarm area. You can see the stopwatch area. Every little bit has been tweaked, and it looks really, really nice. Start a stopwatch, it looks great. Stop it, it looks nice. Everything about it is excellent, and it works really well. But a new feature, and I haven't checked this out yet, but it's not here on iOS 9. I just looked through. There's only 4 toggles. Now there's a new bedtime mode, and this is actually really intriguing me. So what it does when you go into this new bedtime mode is you hit get started here, and it says what time would you like to wake up. So let's say that would like to wake up, since I'm going to have to wake up early in the morning, let's say about 6:30, yeah, let's do 6:30. All right, and which days of the week should my alarm go off? We'll say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And of course the weekends we can just go ahead and sleep in. All right, next, how many hours of sleep would you like each night? We'll go with the recommended 8 hours of sleep. And we'll say 30 minutes. No, let's do 15. I like that. We'll just go with the stock settings. And what would you like to hear when you wake up? Well, we can go ahead and pick a wake up sound right here from ringtones. And we can even go into the classic and dive in deeper. But we'll go ahead and pick radar. And, well, you know, I don't like that one actually. Let's do night owl. And then we'll go to night owl and hit next. And then sleep consistently better. Keep your sleep history bars aligned by going to bed and waking up at the same time every day. So this is kind of like the Apple Watch app on the iPad, but for sleeping. So maybe we'll see in the next Apple Watch an actual sleeping tracker, which would be kind of cool. So here we are, great looking UI. That actually looks really, really nice. So for me, bedtime to get 8 hours of sleep will be at 10:30, though I may go to bed a little earlier than that. I don't know. I'm rather tired today after all the excitement. And then wake up time will be at 6:30. So I think this is a great UI. You can see all the way around. I can change the bedtime, and you see exactly how many hours you get. If I change the wake up time, I can see how many hours I'll lose that way. And then, of course, I can just go over here. If I want to change it back, we'll make it 6. 6:30 again. Oops, 6:30. So I can easily readjust that. If I want more hours, I can go all the way up to 12 hours and all the way around until I only have a little less than an hour of sleep. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and set that back for the 10:30 time so that I get about 8 hours of sleep. I liked that idea. So we'll set that back to 10:30, and there we go. All right, so that's the new clock app. I thought that was great. I was really excited when I saw that. I was like, wow, this is kind of a cool feature that they changed this. So the other thing, I'm not going to show you this for the fact that I do have contacts saved on this iPad and everything, and I don't want to open it up and show you. But there have been some minor, very, very minor UI tweaks to FaceTime and contacts. So both of those have very minor UI tweaks. You may want to go ahead and check those out. They are kind of nice. Also, messages, massive overhaul to messages. It's really cool. I don't have anybody else currently running iOS 10, but I'll probably get a few people running iOS 10, and then I'll be able to check that out in more detail later. But it is really, really neat, and I'm not going to open that and show you just simply because of the fact, again, that I have other people saved in the iPad and previous messages on this iPad. Now, one thing that is driving me nuts is the fact that when I go into the notification center, the actual thing where it says the weather, which is something I really like, is being able to just check the weather really quick. And you can see right there, it's currently this 84 and the forecast was 91 and everything. That has been one of my favorite features on the iPad, and it is no more. And it's probably the same with the iPhone, actually, while we're just on this topic. So I wasn't excited about that. That was kind of strange that you can no longer do that. But again, small thing. They're not really going to drive me nuts that much. What was really exciting, since I can't use it, I'm going to go ahead and just delete this app. So I'm going to delete it. Gone. Look at that. You saw that right there. Deleted HomeKit. Now, if I want to get it back, all I got to do is go in here to the App Store, and I'm going to go to the search field as soon as it gets up. We're running a little slow. Of course, this is beta software, so some things may run slow, some things may not. But I want to give you the idea that this is not necessarily the actual performance that you will get on iOS 10. So if you're wanting to update, you may not necessarily get that. Now, oh, they have tweaked the UI here in the App Store. So if you're in the App Store has gotten a tweaked UI. So let's go to Games, and let's do All Games. And you can check out now this new tweaked UI. So we'll check out the action games. Well, maybe not. All right, top charts. So it has maybe been slightly overhauled, but there's not much changing really inside of here. So I'm going to close that out, and we're going to try that again. Let me just kind of close these background apps. Still no way to close everything, but they did make it a little bit faster going in and out of multitasking, I've noticed. I think they've just done some speed enhancements. So let's go and find the Home app. So we're just going to search for that. And it should show up, so we should be able to get that back rather easily, I believe. This is what I've been told from other videos and other places and sources, that you can get them back through the App Store. So we're going to have to check on that just to make sure that that's how it works in this video. So I want to give you a kind of a good overview, because so far the videos I have seen online haven't been all that exciting. So I wanted to make sure that everyone gets a great idea of how this new operating system is going to work, what it's going to be like once you get it, and you know, some of the more hidden features to the operating system, because Apple went over the main 10 tentpole features, and they kind of failed to mention some of the more exciting things to developers, like the fact that you can finally remove these system applications. This is something that has been driving end users nuts for a long, long time. I'm sure you all have on your device a folder full of the applications made by Apple that you just don't use. Like this folder right here, I next to never open. And I'm so glad that I can finally delete pretty much everything inside that folder. That's really exciting that I can do that finally on iOS 10. Anyway, so it's taking its time. So we're going to go ahead and look at the next feature, which is this search keyboard here. So I believe there's this new Siri thing. I don't know how we go in about enabling that. Let's just go in Notes. I'm going to pop it up out of here because I do have some notes on my device, and I am a private person. Okay, there we go. So another thing that is new, I'm going to say this real quick before I go into what I was actually going to talk about, is you can now collaborate in notes. So if you want to have two people working on a notes document at the same time, you can kind of get in there and draw together and do things and work together on the notes. And you just tap right there and you can go in and add other people into the notes. So when you type in something here, if you say, for example, type in happy, and then you go over, it will offer up that happy emoticon. Now, in a text message, it seems to pull up some other faces that you can pick from. But there we go. It just changed it into a happy face. If I type in graduation, it offers up the graduation cap. And there's a few of them. I think if I type in like taco, it gives me the taco. So it now will give you the emojis there when you type them, which I find interesting enough. Let's try scowl and see if we can get the scowl face. Nope. All right, let's try angry, just to give you an idea of how it works. So there it offered up two different options. Let's go with that one. I like that one. All right, let's pick one of the more. Let's see what happens if we type in middle finger. So that one does not give you up the middle finger emoji, but if you wanted it to, I'm sure you could eventually get it to realize that you use that emoji a lot. Oh, there, wait, hold on. So now that we have a note started, is it going to open? Oh, it does. So, okay, so you can add people. There we go. You can add them through Facebook, Twitter, send them a link to it, mail, and messages. And it looks like there's some text down here that you can't quite read. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to kind of cover that up and get out of there. So I'm sure if you wanted to go back and stalk me, you could easily do that. Anyway, so let's open the new News app. I've never used News. I don't particularly like the News app. But we're going to go ahead and dive in just to check it out. So there's a new UI here as well, and I don't want to leave this out of the video. So I'm not going to bother with that right now. Not right now. Okay, so preparing my news. I may have set it up on this one. I don't remember. Okay, so I did. So once we're in it, we can just kind of scroll through. You can see that new UI. So if you do use the news app built right in, this is going to be great for you. You can just kind of scroll through, see everything right there. Explore tab is, I'm just going to go ahead and go through all of the different things just so you can kind of get an idea of what's going on in the Apple world. So anyway, let's tap on this link and it just kind of shoots up right there. Looks really nice. And I'm going to go ahead and head back out to the home screen. So that seems to be just about everything. I have noticed a few home screen tweak UI features. For example, when I go ahead and create a folder, I'm going to just drag these two icons together. And you'll see that the folder blur radius is completely different. So now when you open it, it pops up out of the corner like that, which it is really nice. I do like the changes that they made to it. But just look at that folder there. You'll see it's not that blurry compared to that. That's ridiculously blurred. I love the way the new folder looks. It looks much, much cleaner in iOS 10. So I really like that. I really do so far like what I've seen from iOS 10. I'm probably going to update a few other things. So if you want to see it on, for example, the iPad mini 4th generation, if you want to see it on the, that's a glitch right there, by the way, if you just saw that. Anyway, so if you want to see it on the iPad mini 4th generation, leave a comment down below. Let me know about that. If you want to see it on the iPhone 6s, drop a comment down there and we'll check it out on the iPhone 6s next. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And stay here for more iOS 10 coverage.